Welcome to the 21metrics wrap up this weekend. And I'm here in the studio with my friend Hans Gatner, and we're about to explore the markets and analyze what has been happening during the past week. But
Mhm.
first, I want to advertise our partner a bit. So, SideShift has launched a new Telegram trading bot, and you can try it. It's awesome, and I will add the link below. But yeah, Hans, Bitcoin visited 100K at least twice, or I guess like uh, even more. So how do you see the markets, and where are we heading to now? Are we heading to
Mhm.
150K or 200, or Bitcoin to infinity, or
Mhm.
what do you see?
So, firstly, yeah. So, hi again. Glad to be here once more. So, I think what we're seeing right now is a longer period of accumulation. And what we're really seeing is 100K as kind of like a sweet spot. And I think we might kind of stay here for a little while. Essentially, it's kind of like a really sweet point where a lot of the long-term holders, they don't even want to sell below 100. And meanwhile, buyers are simply trying to see what price they are able to get. So in the long term, if we are projecting, prices like 150, 200K, 250, etc., then of course 100 is a pretty cheap accumulation point, especially if you consider that we might still be, in the beginning or middle phases of the cycle.
Yeah,
So if you foresee that this will continue into late 2025 or perhaps even into 2026, then it's a pretty good timing to build up your long-term holdings, essentially. So I feel what we're going through right now is just accumulation, and especially for some of the bigger players.
yeah. So we are in the accumulation zone, basically, as you said, like that was well said. So like what we actually saw was that Bitcoin reached 104K, and then corrected sharply downwards to 91K, and now we are at 99.5K around. So we might actually reach 100K again this weekend. So it's a very interesting setting. But that like drop from 104K to 91 was basically like a long flush. So I think some traders wanted to liquidate like longs because we had so many long positions stacked above 100K, and that was like liquidation of longs, and but yeah, now we're stabilized. But yeah, I think really we could see Bitcoin going higher from here. Like um, yeah, there's no limit basically, but yeah, there could be a correction at some point. So yeah, um, yeah,
I think so, yeah. So like the liquidations that we had recently, so we hit, yeah, like 91K. We had like 300 mil plus in long liquidations.
yeah,
It's essentially necessary with the way that Bitcoin is trading. There's a lot of incentive to just put some leverage on, just try to gamble, try to flip it. And if there's a lot of open long positions, then it also gives whales the incentive to essentially hunt for these liquidations.
yeah,
So they're hunting for stops, they're forcing the price down, and they get like a good re-entry. So
yeah,
it's all just part of the game. And
yeah,
we can expect the same pattern to keep repeating as Bitcoin keeps going higher.
yes. There will be some like elevated volatility, but also like Fred Krueger, who is popular on X, he said that we are going straight to 200K. So case of that, there's no limit to that. So yeah, it's possible. But if you look at, I have a power law chart here. So I think power law. Also, Fred Krueger uses it is one of the most optimal models for Bitcoin. And if you really look at here, like the power law fit, which is violet in here, we are now above the fit. So fit is around 80K, and spot price is now very close to 100K. And I think like if we get more leverage. We probably get more leverage. I think Bitcoin, the spot price could go up to like 150 or above, and but then there will be like a long flash again, and I think the spot could come back to the power law of it, which then might be around maybe 90K. But yeah, as we saw,
Not necessarily. So as we see from the chart, like 4 years ago or so, we were trading pretty high above the power law fit.
yeah,
So I think that we have a lot of room to first go higher, and we don't know whether it will come down below or to the power law point again.
yeah, like all models are wrong, but it's
Essentially.
yeah, yeah. But here we can see like in the last cycle, 21 Bitcoin was well above the power law. Then we were below, obviously, in 22 and 23. Like there's the technical inflection point. But yeah, it's a good model, but it's not perfect in any way, as you said. Every model is wrong, but yeah. So I would see it, yeah, following this kind of path. So we are now approaching 25 after this month, and maybe 150, maybe even 200. But then it could correct back to power law. But anything is possible, and also like selling your Bitcoin is a bit risky as always. So there is this like temptation to take profits, as I think you Hans know. But it's like then you could zoom up to 200K, and then you're very sad that you took the profits. Or how do you see it? So it's always high risk.
I think right now it's still a game of patience. So even if we're seeing a lot of action, a lot of optimism, a lot of leverage,
Yeah.
it's still, if we think of like the typical market cycle, we haven't had enough time for the whole cycle to play out.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of people who are looking to still get the maximum out of their holdings, if you're looking to sell, if you're looking to exit, I think that 2025 will give much better opportunities for doing so.
Yeah.
So if you are looking on like a long-term macro perspective, right now, 2024, if you're not allocated, if you don't have enough exposure, then even at the 100K, it's still good timing to get more exposure. I think not less.
Yeah, I agree. I think we are not in a late cycle. We are in early cycle, or maybe not even mid cycle yet. But yeah, the cycle is still ahead. And where do you see like the late cycle being? Is 25 or 26, or how do you see the structure?
Honestly, that's a great question. So there's a couple ways it can play out. A lot of people are talking about, like a super cycle. It will extend into 2026, and some people say even more.
Yeah.
But I am a bit cautious. I don't expect like super high peaks. Essentially, what we're looking at would be maybe Q3, Q4 of 2025. I think that a lot of like the typical cycle patterns will repeat, and that will be kind of the timing to look for an exit, ideally. Maybe a little bit before, maybe a little bit after,
Yeah.
but I'm trying to look at maybe approximately like October-ish.
Yeah. If you want to
And
get,
of course, you have to consider both like time-based and price-based exit strategies, and kind of trying to combine both essentially.
excellent point. Yeah, that's right. So the question is, if you want to like get less exposure to Bitcoin, or like I have personally, I have held through like previous bear markets even. So it's possible, but if you want to optimize it, then you should like figure out where is the market top, right? But that's always a difficult question. It could be like 150K next year, or it could be like 300K in 25 or 26. So nobody knows. And then if you sell too early, then you're not happy probably. So
I mean, holding through bear markets is good.
yeah,
Like you can go like completely like Michael Saylor mode. You can
yeah,
have your Bitcoin holding for like the next 20 years, 40 years, 50 years, it's
Yeah.
an absolutely valid strategy. And
Yeah.
you will still make much more than most any other trading strategy or pattern that you could pick.
Yes.
However, the only one thing is that crypto is cyclical. So there is a bull market, but for every bull market, there has to be a bear market.
Yeah.
And the number one utility of the coin is if it goes up in price. That's the main utility of holding it.
Yeah.
And if that ceases to be the case, if we officially enter into a bear market, then that utility is essentially gone.
Yeah.
So everything that we build up right now using leverage, it will also crash down using just the same amount of leveraged force, essentially.
Yes. And talking about leverage, like I have used this chart a lot, and if you look at funding rate, it's not that high up yet. So funding rate wise, we are at like summer 24 levels. So this is a very good indicator to watch if you want to see like when we are potentially over leveraged. But it's not here yet, and spot is going up, but funding rate is not following. So when this like funding rate goes to spring 24 levels, like up here, it should like at least double or triple even. Then you see like okay, there's like too much leverage in the market, and then we are like then we might have this like blow off top, like but yeah, but this is a very good signal because it tells you that we still have a lot of room to move up really from here. So like a lot of space, a lot of
I think
upside.
that the markets might be a little bit more liquid right now as well. So the funding rates might not vary like that much so quickly.
Yeah, exactly. It feels kind of like a different market than in the spring of this year. So and if you look at spot
Mhm.
price and everything, it looks very different, and we have like this nation based buying pressure and everything going on. So and if we have this would have this announcement of us having this Bitcoin strategic reserve, so we could go up a lot. So there is many factors to include, and yeah, so a lot of upside for sure.
I mean, it will happen. His cabinet is like really pro crypto. So
Yes,
it's
yes,
something that's been promised. And I think it will not be a hard or difficult promise for them to fulfill.
yes. And a lot of like state level stuff happening, like El Salvador, of course, and then we have European countries like Poland talking about buying Bitcoin on a state level, and now this week we had Trump's government appointing a new like AI and crypto czar, uh, David Sachs, who will be responsible for crypto in White House. So
Mhm.
many things like are shifting, and you never know. But yeah,
Yeah. And the guy's also a huge Solana bull. So that's great.
yeah,
Love to hear it.
yeah, yeah. You probably know him from this All In podcast. He's very popular.
I
Shamaning.
know where, yeah. Yep, yep, yep.
Yes, yeah, 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 yeah. I remember he used to buy Solana last, but he also dumped it, I guess, later.
I think he's like an ICO investor or something.
Yeah,
So pretty
yeah,
early in.
yeah. So yeah, the upside is huge. I think this was all for today, and thanks for the comments, Hans, as usual. And we can have
Mhm. Glad to be here, as always.
yes, a pleasure to have you here. And let's have a new wrap up again. And as usual, don't forget to check our partners QuarnX and sideshift.ai. Thanks for your time and have a pleasant weekend.
Mhm. Cheers. Take care.